If you want to win this year, you need to win the month and the week and the day, and the way you win the day is by planning it meticulously. To the man with no direction, no wind is favourable. The boat with no destination sinks. How do you expect to be productive towards the endeavours you wish to succeed in if you don't even know the tasks you need to do? At the start of 2025, my days were messy. I was quite frankly messy because I didn't have the planning system I will teach you in this video to pull me through procrastination by having clear things to do. See, you may be like me, you may have sporadic bursts of motivation during the day, but if you haven't got avenues to channel that energy into, it dissipates, it fades, or you end up scrolling and wasting your time that way. So by having this clear planning system, you have tasks in place, you have a workflow for your day to ensure that you're maximally motivated, maximally disciplined, and most driven towards completing your to-do list. And that's what I'll teach you in this video. So if you want this to have the most impact on 2026, please go full screen, zero distractions, get a pen and paper, take notes, and you got this. So let's dive straight in. And the first section we need to look at is your priorities of the day. What do you actually want to achieve? I like to think of these as the overarching theme of what we need to get done during the day. So for me, today is a recording day. So that's the priorities of today, is record all the videos I need for the week. That is the main priority. The overarching theme of the day, my to-do list is going to be affected by this. Everything I do during the day should be focused primarily on achieving the priority goal objective of recording all the videos I need to do for the week. This is the overarching theme. This is quite important because your reticular activating system likes to be clear on the main macro objective of the day. So then when you're going through, you have this in the back of your mind, hey, the task I'm doing right now is pseudo-productive. It's not actually giving me a return because it's not bringing me closer to the priority completion, right? Make sense? And the second part is the to-do list. It's obvious that this was going to be on here, but if you notice the specific amount of boxes I have 16 to-do list tasks because that's the maximum amount the brain can hold. And you'll see a unique way on how I use my to-do list, and I'll show you here. So I like to plan my to-do list in a way of snowballing. And the first part of snowballing is knowing the task you need to do. And it's quite obvious because when you have the priority, you can then break down and work backwards to figure out what you need to do. For example, for me, it will be script videos. It will be record videos. It will be rough cut the videos and maybe a few small tasks beforehand. So now we've got a bit of a to-do list coming along. So this is your to-do list. This is how the to-do list will look. We've blended some self-improvement habits in here along with the tasks we actually need to do for the day to achieve the priority. So for example, cold shower, running, 5 minutes meditation, getting the setup ready, checking the microphone, scripting the videos, recording the videos, rough cutting the videos. They're all bringing us closer to the objective of improving our life and the priority of the day, which is recording content. From there, this is what it's going to look like. See how we've ordered the day differently. See, now we have cold shower, meditate, get the setup, check microphone. Right. On your worst day of the year, so my worst day of 2025, can I have a cold shower? Can I get in a warm shower and turn it cold towards the end to regulate my dopamine, to give me a free boost of motivation before I do the hardest task? Yes, I can. Can I meditate for 5 minutes? I enjoy it, everyone enjoys it, it makes you feel good afterwards. Yes, you can. Can you get this setup ready? Even if you don't end up recording the video, which you likely will if you use this strategy of building up dopamine, building up momentum into the task, yes, you can. Can you check your microphone? Can you script the videos? And by this point, right, you're already feeling pretty hyped, right? You're already doing the admin tasks that are making the task boring, right? For example, scripting the videos, making sure the setup's okay. You've got it all done. So you're getting into the fun part now, recording the videos. And by this point, bang, 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 you've already completed a chunk of your to-do list, which visually is reinforcing the fact that you are productive because now you have a chunk of your to-do list completed, and your brain can't tell the difference between the task being super simple or super difficult, so it's a free motivation boost. And that's the objective with snowballing, is to, instead of starting the hardest task with low dopamine, because you're just diving straight into it, you start with super high dopamine already in the system, so it's much easier to get the task done because you're just feeling great. The cold shower makes you feel great, meditating, keeping your mind clear makes you feel great. Getting the setup ready, a bit boring, but you're getting through it because of the momentum from before. And by the time you get to actually doing the major task, which is recording and rough cutting the videos, right, you're already feeling ecstatic, motivated. Half of the menial tasks that you need to do are completed. And again, visually, you're looking productive. Your mind is going to see yourself as productive. You're going to have a better recording session because you've built up this momentum and inertia into the task. Does that make sense? Snowballing, goated. Genuinely has changed my life in 2025, and I hope it will change yours too. Next is gratitude, and this section may put some people off. I think it seems wishy-washy, but when you look to the science, gratitude boosts serotonin. And serotonin is the hormone of happiness, right? It makes you feel good. But it doesn't just boost serotonin, it boosts specifically the serotonin in the brain. And only a finite amount is produced in the brain. It's roughly like 6%. But this 6% reinforces the PFC, the prefrontal cortex. And we get into a bit of science here, but essentially the prefrontal cortex is what makes you focus. It's the part of the brain that keeps you engaged and locked in on this video or on the task you need to do. So if you are gratitude journaling every single day, you're reinforcing the prefrontal cortex, because trying to turn scenarios positive and trying to be grateful for your life, whether it be good or bad, is engaging the prefrontal cortex, releasing serotonin, which is positively reinforcing the prefrontal cortex. So you have this really beautiful cycle of gratitude journaling, engaging the PFC, the prefrontal cortex, and then releasing serotonin, which is making the prefrontal cortex work better. So you just have this really nice cycle of genuinely improving your focus for pretty much low effort, right? It doesn't take long. To fill out this, it takes five or 6 minutes. Just bang through 5 things you're grateful for. Not only does it make you feel good and feel nice and feel happy and feel grateful, it's the best mindset to be in, but it also genuinely improves your focus, makes your brain work more efficiently. And that's why I've included it in my 2025 system that I used every single day. And the final part of the system I use for productivity is this rating system. And why this is so important is because it gives me data. Throughout 2025, I have 365 days worth of pretty simple but quite useful data on how well I did during the day. The days where I got 10 out of 10 in productivity, 2 out of 10, 7 out of 10 in productivity. I can look through the day, look how I structured the day. Okay, did I go in guns blazing on a hard task that made me procrastinate? Did I set myself too much during the day? I can audit the task. How long would this take me? And then have I set myself too much considering the time I have? I can see the priorities of the day. I can look back upon what I did, put myself into the shoes of me during that day, and I can figure out what made me productive and what made me unproductive. And therefore, it allows me to adjust. So when I do a weekly review or a monthly review or a yearly review in this case, I can look through my planner and I can look to the days where I got 1 out of 10 or 10 out of 10, and I can deduce what went well, what didn't work, what needs to change. And this helps me build a system for my productivity. And everyone works differently, and everyone has strategies that work and strategies that don't work. So it's essential you figure out what, again, makes you productive and makes you unproductive, so you can focus fully on doing the tasks and ordering the tasks in a way and using the productivity strategies in a way that makes you maximally productive. If you're looking to get the physical planner to save you the hassle of planning this out every single day, because it's just there ready for you to fill in, and writing it down in person gives you the better benefit and gives you this physical evidence that you are productive, and it gives you something nice to look back on at the end of the year. This is available in the top link in the description. There's limited copies, and honestly it's just a passion project because I really love the system I've built. So check it out if you're interested. But I really hope you found this video valuable, and if you like this style of format, please let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Subscribe.